everybody, welcome back to the channel. Uh, so again, we are, trying to practice uh, trading. We're looking at actually trading, starting like with $1,000, right? So that's my aim. All right. So key thing. Recently, I'm trying another strategy. Saw this on somebody else's channel, where pretty much they are using the alligator indicator, and I have combined that with the ADX indicator to tell me when to trade. Pretty much I've noticed that I generally tend to be successful when trading, I would say the trend trading, all right, which pretty much this is what these indicators represent. When the market trends, then it indicates that for you. So pretty much the trades that I notice that I'm successful in, or I tend to call correctly, or I should say, are the trades where there's a compression in the candlesticks before. So pretty much the candlesticks move in a very narrow channel. You can see it here. We're on the 1 hour window, and so you see right here where the market would have compressed. It's also seeing where the MACD line basically goes horizontal, right? The ADX line is intertwined tightly, right? So basically everything is showing compression. The Bollinger lines, again, everything gets small. It's going in a very narrow channel. So it shows compression, and it shows that you're going to have a pretty decent movement in the candlesticks. Of course, what we use to decide, I pretty much prefer to wait to see which direction it's going, and then I'm trading. So I like to see I look at the traffic, see where the traffic is going, and then I'll turn the car in that direction. All right. So the indicators helps you. For the alligator indicator, the green line is the important line, and whether it goes up or down, then once it crosses the red line and also the blue line, then that's telling you that, listen, and the lines are wide, then it's a trade that is on. It's also confirmed by the ADX line, that where the green line, which shows the strength of the trend, telling you if the trend is strong. Once it goes up, something to get into, or the blue line or the red line. The blue would represent a bull market, red would represent the bearish market for the ADX. So once those are wide apart and the green line is going up, that means it's a strong trend. So it means that you would enter the market, right? So both of those you would pretty much use as confirmation to enter the market, right? You have to have a strategy to come out of the market. You can look at the ADX when it peaks and it starts coming back down. That is potentially a time to get out of the market, right? Once you see it start trending back down, it's a time to get out of the market, if you notice that. Also, if you are going to use the alligator, you could wait until it cuts the green line. It's a possibility that you could use that, right? But sometimes, again, well, yeah, that's a possibility. Another thing that I'm trying to learn is to, I mean, don't be greedy and take your money. Though we sometimes tend to cut our gains early and we, let our losses run, we should ensure once the market's it's in our favor. I mean, you can't be making $100, $200, and then this thing comes back down to $30, and that's all you get, right? So you should lock in your money, right? And build up the account by compounding the amount of small wins that you make over time. Right, so target we're looking for is 200 pips per day, and get 200 pips per day and minimum 100 pips per day, right? So 200 pips per day, minimum 100, with a lot size where each pip is giving you $2. So for every pip, it's $2 you're getting. So if you do 100 pips, that would be $200. So you do 100 pips for 5 days, that's $1,000, right? You do that 4 weeks, 100 pips each day for 4 weeks, that's $4,000, right? And if you're doing that per year, you're looking at, it should be over $45,000, right? $48,000 to $50,000 are you looking at minimum, right? So the thing is to have your strategy, don't be greedy, right? And have the strategy and be disciplined enough to stick with the strategy. And once it's working, it shouldn't work. It probably will not work all the time, but it should work that, I mean, if you do trade 10 times, I mean, you should be making a profit out of that 10 times, right? But really, if you're being disciplined, you should have, I believe, you should have and you have a good strategy, you should have a high probability of winning, right? Thing about this thing, as usual, is to not get the emotions involved. So we have to trade the demo, which I'm doing right now. Trade it as if you're using $1,000 until you get that jitters, or you're used to the jitters, so that when you're actually trading with your $1,000, then you know what to expect. All right. So possibly we're looking at the market retracing itself. Did that a couple of times, right? Obviously, that is what is expected, but there's also the possibility for a breakout to go up, right? Or it simply could just go back down. Okay. When we all right, so we look at our 1 hour. So market went up. All right, it hit it's going. Let's say it's going through a channel right here. So it's like a ping pong ball up and down. All right, so we have our resistance line right here, which we drew. All right. When we go to the 1 hour, we see where the candlesticks compressed. All right, so we know something is gonna happen, right? And generally, good things happen when it's compressed, and that's the time to get ready for trading. You go to the 5 minutes; it's even more explicit, right? Generally, what we should do is we should wait to see which direction this thing is going, and generally it will flash in the opposite direction before it goes in the true direction that it intends to go. So you should always wait and not actually enter the trade, because then you could lose a lot of money depending on what you're doing. Right? So to be sure, the best thing is actually to wait. But as we see right here, the indicator, it's just horizontal, right? Straight as an arrow, so it's everything is compressed. You look right here, it's compressed. The ADX line tightly woven, right? So everything is showing the Bollinger Bands, everything is compressed. It's like it's going into a funnel, so it's going to burst, right? So pretty much what we're going to do, when you look at the it's a daily time frame. When you look at the 1 hour time frame, so you see there it's going to be a movement right here. So it's either, again, ADX is showing there's some decision that's going to be made. It's either it's going to go up, it's good, or it's going to go down. It's a very high possibility again that the movement will be big, or it will be a decent movement, so we can pick up some serious pips right there. We see why the green line for the ADX right here, right? It is telling you that, listen, the trend is going to be strong. All right, so it's still high, so the trend is going to be strong. So just like here, right here, when it switched, tell that the movement, whatever is happening, whichever direction it was going to go, trend is going to be strong. So it's a good time to trade. Again, from my style, in terms of style I'm trying to cultivate, is that to actually wait until whatever is happening happens, and then I decide where to go in. So pretty much what I've seen to be, for me at my level, to be sure in terms of which direction, the 1 hour time frame is where I'll be looking at. Again, if you check out my videos before, in general we'll look at all the time frames, but the 1 hour is what I'll be looking at to see, just to get an idea of what is happening. But with the 1 hour, I'll be looking at that to see which direction this is going, right? To cut out all the false positive signs that you may get. Again, if you look right here, it whipped down initially, and then it went straight up, right? So you'd look here to get the true signal to see on the 1 hour. So you'll basically pretty much eliminate the false signals here, and then to actually enter the trade, then I would go into the 5 minutes to enter the trade, the actual trade, right? So let us see if I can be around or awake. This thing might happen, generally 3 o'clock. Today's Wednesday. Tomorrow you will have, I think it's a jobless a report. So a report is still to come, right? But we may have some movement before that, you don't know. So you just have to watch and see what's happening. All right, so pretty much let us see if we can do something, and then you'll see what's happening, and then I'll get back with you guys. All right, so subscribe, you guys. I'm still new, but we're being dedicated to this thing. I mean, I've actually started this thing quite some time now, and we're trying to figure this thing out and get it going. I've had live accounts and blow it up, but you have to persist. I think pretty much they said 90% of the persons who tried, it did say 90% of the persons who tried out the forex market trading don't succeed, but the 10% that succeed, right? It might look like daunting figures, but that would be about the same figures that applies to persons who have MBAs, and I know quite a number of persons who have MBAs, right? So again, practice. It's not a get-rich-quick thing, right? Takes time, takes work. Anything that you're good at, that you have to get good at, takes work. If you look at some doctors, I mean, some takes 9 years and even more, depending on their specialty, right? So I'm willing to put in the time because I believe I'll be successful at this. So it's a journey that we're on. Anybody who's just a starter, beginner, something you can follow and come along the journey with me. All right, guys, until next time.